In the year 1779, a young man named John grandson of the feared pirate chief Edward Redfang, made a discovery that would change his life forever. At just 28 years old, John stumbled upon an old, leather-bound book hidden in the attic of his late grandfather's estate. The book was filled with cryptic notes, sea maps, and a final secret. A hidden island that no one but Edward Redfang himself had ever known about. An island of untold treasure, cursed and guarded by monsters of the deep. John's hands trembled as he turned the final page, reading the words, "All the blood, struggle, and fortune of the Pirate Brotherhood live only on this island." John wasted no time. He confided in his two most trusted friends, Robert Woodman, a seasoned sea captain, and Thomas Gale, a clever navigator. Together, they decided to form a crew. 3 ships were readied, each with 12 men and a captain to lead them. Every man swore loyalty under the pirate's code, and each ship carried a copy of the treasure map. They set sail toward the lost island, but the sea did not welcome them. The wrath of the deep. As the fleet drew near, just 200 miles from their destination, the sky blackened. Thunder roared, lightning cracked across the heavens, and the ocean rose like mountains. The men's courage faltered, and whispers of curses spread like wildfire. Then, from the churning waves, it came. A monstrous octopus of legend, its eyes glowing like lanterns in the night. One of its massive tentacles wrapped around the first ship, crushing the vessel as if it were driftwood. Men screamed as they were dragged into the sea, rifles firing useless sparks against the beast's thick hide. Within minutes, the entire ship and its crew were swallowed by the abyss. The 2 surviving ships sailed on, shaken and silent. Every man knew now why the island had remained untouched for generations. Captain John and Captain Woodman devised a desperate plan. To distract the beast, they cast barrels of food into the sea. But fate betrayed them. The offerings attracted a second Leviathan, even larger than the first. With a thunderous crash, the monster wrapped its coils around Woodman's ship and snapped it in half. His men's cries vanished beneath the waves. Only John's vessel remained. As they pushed forward, the monster pursued, its tentacles lashing through the water. The lost island was in sight, no more than a mile away, but death closed in from behind.
"Row for your lives!"
Men leapt overboard, swimming desperately toward the shore. John himself, with 3 armed men, lowered a small boat and rowed furiously. Behind them, the monster crushed the last ship, dragging men into its beak. Blood stained the sea red. At last, John and 8 survivors stumbled onto the sand, broken but alive. They had reached the forbidden island, but at a terrible cost. Exhausted and starving, the men argued whether to turn back or press on. Some wished to build a raft and risk the sea, but John's voice silenced them all.
"If we came all this way, sacrificed our brothers and ships, and return empty-handed, we will live as failures. This treasure is our only redemption. For our lost men, and for their families, we must claim it."
Reluctantly, the men agreed. For days they searched, hacking through jungles and scaling cliffs. Finally, deep within a cavern hidden behind a waterfall, they found it. A mountain of gold bars, diamonds scattered like stars, and chests overflowing with pearls. The men stood in awe, their torches casting a golden glow across the cavern walls. Back home, 90 days passed. As promised, John's wife, Eleanor, carried her husband's secret to the king. When the king saw the map, his eyes widened in disbelief.
"This island is cursed. No one has ever returned alive."
Your Majesty, you will be the first king to claim it. This treasure could make your land rich beyond imagination.
"If you lie, I will execute your family. If you speak truth, you will be rewarded with a share."
I swear it, sire.
The king gathered his greatest warship, armed with 12 cannons and a full regiment of soldiers. The journey was perilous. Giant octopuses rose from the depths, but this time, heavy cannon fire tore through their monstrous flesh. For the first time, the beasts were driven back into the sea. When the king's fleet finally arrived, John and his men wept with joy. They guided the soldiers to the treasure cave, and when the commanders saw the hoard, their jaws dropped. It was more than gold. It was enough to build empires. The king's ship was loaded until it could hold no more. Even then, mountains of treasure remained behind. Upon their return, the king honored John and Eleanor with 25% of the riches, as promised. At the feast of celebration, the king asked John, "How did you know this place existed?"
My grandfather left me a message. All pirates' struggles and spoils live only on this island. I took the risk to find the truth, and I was right.
To John Red, the man who brought fortune to the crown.
And so, the kingdom entered an age of prosperity. Its coffers overflowing with treasure wrested from the cursed island of monsters. But sailors still whisper, even now, that beneath the waves, the great octopuses still wait. Thanks for watch. Please like and subscribe.